It had been 11 days since he entered the God Annihilating stream. Luo Feng was getting more and more careful. This was definitely the most terrifying danger he had faced within the universe boat so far. Even without considering the lava demon god that had yet to appear, he still couldn't be careless within the God Annihilating stream. Rumble rumble rumble. Occasionally, lava would fall from above, causing the temperature of the God Annihilating stream to reach an unbelievable level. Space itself was already warping and occasionally huge rocks would fall from above. Luo Feng, who had been flying carefully, suddenly frowned. His golden country had actually discovered a strong life form behind him. He is the first universe reincarnation era's Yin Tuo? Within his memories he swiftly matched this warrior's aura and appearance. Yin Tuo, a warrior from the first universe reincarnation era, a special life form. He looked like a child, however he was actually a unique special life form Yin Tuo from the first universe reincarnation era. Even in Luo Feng's era, this special life form didn't appear. He was extremely strong. Coincidentally, he trained in the Gold Beast God path. He was extremely proficient in close combat, simultaneously he was proficient in spirit weapon attacks. His spirit weapon was the famous pinnacle of spirit weapon treasures, the golden sulfone armor. In terms of battle strength, he should be at the pinnacle of the universe lords. He was probably comparable to the Ice Peak Lord and the Void Gold Lord. Of course, because he was a special life form, his natural god body was very special. To kill him, it was simply too difficult. Of course, the foundation of the ancestral god sect was the primal universe origin laws. And after the first reincarnation, the ancestral god sect had escaped from the first universe era, unable to return to the primal universe. Without the primal universe origin laws to support them, the ancestral god sect's strength was naturally gone. From a strong power before, it had become a loose alliance. However, Yin Tuo himself was definitely an extremely difficult being to deal with in the first universe era. He was even more difficult than the Yin Emperor. It's actually him? Luo Feng frowned. Even if the Void Gold Lord stops me, it's still better than him. He can't be killed. Suddenly Yin Tuo, who was chasing behind, suddenly tried to seize control of space and time. The endless blurry gold light shook slightly before forcefully repelling him. In terms of control of space and time, even before his trip to the wing space, Luo Feng had already surpassed normal universe lords. Not to mention the current situation. Haha, little human fellow? A sharp voice suddenly resounded in Luo Feng's ears. You sure have guts, actually daring to come to the god-destroying stream. Hehe, your silver wing treasure is indeed special. This blurry golden domain is indeed as strong as the legends say. As long as you give me this silver wing, I'll spare you. How about it? Intuo, you really know how to dream. Wake up. Luo Feng laughed coldly. Boom. Through his golden kingdom, he controlled a huge celestial rock that suddenly plummeted from the endless sea of lava. The largest diameter of the celestial rock was about 300 million kilometers, and it was already crashing downwards at a terrifying speed. It should be noted that as long as this celestial rock reached 100 million kilometers in diameter, it could easily smash most lords of the universe to death. Moreover, this celestial rock had the support of the Golden Kingdom, which greatly increased its power. It changed direction slightly and directly enveloped Intua below. Rumble, the celestial rock caused space to distort even more, transforming into a dazzling illusory stream of light that fell downwards at a speed of 100 times the speed of light. Intua, who was chasing behind, fiercely roared. Immediately golden shards shot out from his body, trillions of them instantly floated in midair and revolved around his body. At first glance, the countless golden shards were so dense that they seemed to be able to touch each other. Following which large amounts of origin law threads weaved within, the golden shards began to embed, connect and fuse. Crack chi hua. The dense sounds instantly formed into a huge golden one-horned lizard that was about 100,000 kilometers long, the Golden Beast God. It looked exactly the same as the Golden Beast God. This one-horned lizard exuded the aura of a beast god. As for Yin Tuo himself, he was inside the body of the giant one-horned lizard. What a profound golden beast technique. Luo Feng couldn't help but be shocked. This was simply the rebirth of a beast god, he still couldn't reach such a level. Howl? Along with the golden horned lizard's roar facing the incoming huge celestial rock, it actually didn't dodge at all. Instead, it roared and welcomed it head-on. It was as if he was facing a crazed wolfhound charging at the locomotive. In an instant, the two collided. Pung! At the moment of collision, the golden horned lizard slightly changed its form, its huge tail fiercely lashed out, hitting the celestial rock, causing it to shake slightly and change its direction, continuing to fall downwards. And the boundless force of the celestial rock exploded the moment it clashed with the tail. Rumble. The golden horned lizard felt the force and immediately changed direction, flying at high speed towards Luo Feng. It actually dared to borrow strength? Luo Feng was shocked within. Indeed, the undying Yin Tuo. Little human punk, you've angered me. The golden horned lizard opened its mouth and spoke. Haha, this is called angering me, won't you be angered to death in a while? Luo Feng turned to look, the golden horned lizard was still waving its tail in midair, easily changing directions and dodging the falling lava. It had already unleashed the golden beast's godly path to an unbelievable level. Luo Feng sighed within, this was simply like watching the beast god revive, he felt like he was battling the beast god from back then. I didn't expect that I, Luo Feng, would instantly have the strength to battle the beast god. Luo Feng was still happily thinking about this. Suddenly in the distant sky above the lava sea suddenly formed a huge whirlpool. The originally still magma sea began to spin. Magma whirlpool? Luo Feng was shocked within. The magma whirlpool was one of the most terrifying threats in the god-destroying stream. It was only second to the lava demon god, one of the 7 greatest threats. There weren't many records of lava whirlpools among the human race, but Jie Fanzi's records were extremely detailed. He had even described what would happen if one were to fall into a lava whirlpool. Clearly Jie Fanzi had entered one of those whirlpools many years ago. Rumble, rumble, rumble. As the magma whirlpool spun, a terrifying gale began to form in the surrounding few light years, causing some of the huge rocks that had fallen from the black rocky ground to actually leave the ground and begin to spin in midair. The speed was different, and as time passed the huge rocks began to spin faster and faster. Ahead is the magma whirlpool. And as time passes, the magma whirlpool will get bigger and bigger, the area it affects will get bigger too. Its expansion speed will definitely be faster than your escape speed, and the surrounding space has long been frozen. There's no space ripple. Even if you want to escape, you won't be able to. Haha, you actually dare to come to this god-destroying stream? I've already roamed here for hundreds of eras. This is like my home. You want to fight me? Ah. The golden horned lizard's voice resounded. Like your home? Will the lava demon god show mercy if it sees you? LuoFeng's words caused the golden horned lizard to be speechless for a while. Just speak, you won't be able to speak in a while. After a while the golden horned lizard said this. The more the magma whirlpool spun, the bigger it got. The area it affected expanded madly. In a blink of an eye, it reached Luo Feng and the others. Rumble. The endless gale was extremely powerful. Trapped in this gale, every 0.01 seconds was equivalent to a full-powered punch from an expert who had just entered the Lord of the Universe. Even though an early universe lord's full-powered punch didn't seem very powerful, one had to know that within the endless gale, one would be hit constantly. Every 0.01 seconds was that strong. Just 1 second was equivalent to being hit by over 100 punches, and this would continue on. If it was a universe lord with weaker defense, even if they didn't die they would be heavily injured. Luo Feng was able to withstand it, only his flying speed was completely reduced. Haha. In these hundreds of eras, I've endured over 100 million times in the magma whirlpool. Arrogant human, you're dead. That golden horned lizard however moved with the gale, constantly spinning, simultaneously its tail swinging, making it like a fish in water, easily moving forward in the gale. Wah. The golden horned lizard very quickly flew to the surface of a huge celestial rock. Ka-cha, its 4 claws fiercely extended and pierced into the rock. Following which, with its divine energy, it began to fly at high speed towards Luo Feng, borrowing the strength of the wind. It seemed as though it was flying in arcs and was being suppressed by the golden country. However, its speed was still much faster than Luo Feng's. Rumble, under the guidance of the golden horned lizard, that huge celestial rock that was close to 1 billion km in diameter became faster and faster. The moment it got faster, it would be hard to even slow down. It immediately rushed towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng's expression changed as he saw this. Immediately flapping his wings, he flew towards a distant celestial rock that was flying at an extremely high speed, very quickly landing on the largest rock with a diameter of close to 300 million kilometers. You really know how to dodge. The golden horned lizard controlled the huge rock. Luo Feng was on a slightly smaller celestial rock. Just like Mars colliding with Earth a trillion times stronger, rumble rumble, within the endless raging winds, the huge celestial bodies finally collided. The powerful force caused them to finally break apart, breaking into many huge rocks, and Luo Feng, who was only slightly affected, still felt his divine body tremble. Hua, a huge golden claw passed through the heavy rocks, grabbing at Luo Feng's head. The shattered rocks flew in all directions, causing the space around to distort. The golden claw passed through large amounts of rocks and arrived before Luo Feng's eyes. Scram. Luo Feng's body slightly moved. Slash. The glaring silver blade's light flashed in an instant. The 4 silver wings on Luo Feng's back suddenly enlarged, and the edges of the wings became incomparably sharp. He directly unleashed the blade technique golden light and slashed onto the scales of the golden claw, clashing head-on with the golden claw. The silver blade light clashed with the scales. Following a huge rumble, the golden horned lizard slightly swayed to the side, after which it was pushed back by the flying rocks. Luo Feng too was pushed back. Good wings, even using them as blades, are so powerful. The golden horned lizard roared and rushed forward again. Luo Feng laughed coldly. What a joke. Ever since his Wu Slayer wings developed a spirit and gained some of its fragmented memories, Luo Feng finally knew the true nature of the Wu Slayer wings. Although the Wu Slayer wings contained many functions, its main purpose was to fight. It was like a saber. The other 5 pairs of wings were the back of the saber and other supporting parts, while the uppermost pair of wings was the blade. That damaged white wing was the blade of the sword. Of course, one was the blade, the other the back. It couldn't be said that the other wings of the Slayer of Wu's wings were inferior. In terms of toughness, the Slayer of Wu's wing was superior. The white wing was sharper, and so after that battle the other wings were not damaged except for the white wing. The white wing's main point was its sharpness. Even though the edges of the Wu Slayer wings were already very sharp, they couldn't compare to the white wing. After going through the energy conversion, the white wing's blade light was terrifyingly powerful. And the white wing itself was naturally even more terrifying if it was slashed. The Wu Slayer wings weren't that powerful. However, he was still a part of the original wing treasure. And after absorbing the energy to repair itself, it had already reached a level comparable to a miraculous item. Just using it as a blade, it was definitely comparable to a pinnacle treasure blade. Clang. Luo Feng immediately pulled out the blade on his back. Intua, you think I'm afraid of you, aren't you just called undying? But ravaging you isn't a problem. Luo Feng wielded his blade and immediately became a beam of light flying through the countless shattered rocks. With a stomp of his feet, a 10,000 kilometers large rock flew in the air. Whoosh. He charged directly at the golden one-horned lizard. How insolent! The golden horned lizard rushed over angrily, lowering its head, its single horn headed straight for Luo Feng. However, what welcomed it was an endless blazing flame. The sea of flames and the golden kingdom overlapped each other. Oh! A golden saber light flashed, followed by a silver light. Luo Feng's blade and the left wing on his back simultaneously unleashed the secret technique Golden Light, and under the support of the Flame Sea and the Golden Country, they seemed to strike the golden horned lizard's sturdy head one after the other. The point of impact caused cracks to appear in the black space. Following which, the golden horned lizard and Luo Feng were both blown away, even some rocks that were flying at 100 times the speed of light were knocked away. You have time, space and domain buffing, that's why you're on par with me. Obviously your god body technique is very weak, I don't believe you won't die in this god-destroying stream. The golden horned lizard roared. Luo Feng glanced at the golden horned lizard. From the start of the battle till now, he had yet to unleash his true trump card. The golden country's power that he was controlling had always been at the same level as when he first entered the cosmic sea. He hadn't truly unleashed it to its absolute limit yet. The golden country along with the sea of flames, back then it was already able to suppress the Yin Emperor's pinnacle domain treasure. Under normal circumstances he could only maintain it to that level. As for the limit? The golden country, the moment it was unleashed to its limit, it would be at the level of a wonder. Just the golden country alone. Even if Luo Feng's godly strength was weak, it was still comparable to a universe lord's pinnacle domain treasure. And it wasn't the likes of the Sky Wolf leader and the others, but the Primal Chaos City leader and the Star River leader, these absolute pinnacle beings. If I unleash the full power of the golden country, the news of Wu Yuyi's killing power will spread even further, causing even more warriors to covet it. Luo Feng thought, if there's no need, I better not use this move. Luo Feng wasn't afraid of being exposed. So what if he was exposed? Who could snatch it away from him? It was just that. Intua alone didn't have the right to force him to use it. Intua, you only have this little bit of strength. It's enough to spar with you, I can't be bothered to waste time with you. Luo Feng stood in mid-air in the distance, his gaze focused. Immediately the endless sea of flames condensed into a huge flame blade. He immediately unleashed his blade technique and slashed at the golden horned lizard. Luo Feng turned and immediately flew forward at high speed, only using a portion of his consciousness to control the flame blade to battle the golden horned lizard. Peng? The flame blade was comparable to a pinnacle treasure. Along with the golden country's support, even though it was weaker in battle, it was only at the level 3 universe lord level. Even if it couldn't defeat the golden horned lizard, it could at least obstruct it. Human, don't flee. The golden horned lizard roared. So, Luo Feng continued to fly at high speed. The golden horned lizard clashed with the flame blade again and again, yet still persistently chasing. Even though he knows he can't catch up and can't do anything to me, he's still chasing? Luo Feng frowned. Gazing ahead, the power of the magma whirlpool was getting more and more terrifying. The black stone ground was cracking and large amounts of huge stones were spinning and flying at high speed in midair. Luo Feng laughed as he watched. This old bastard, so he's trying to bully me because I don't know the true secret of the magma whirlpool. No matter how the flame blade slashed, the golden horned lizard persistently chased. Intua, do you think? I don't know the danger in the center of the magma whirlpool, the annihilation whirlpool? Luo Feng's voice resounded around the golden horned lizard. The golden horned lizard was shocked, stunned for a while. How does he know impossible. That annihilation whirlpool is formless and colorless, and in the center of the magma whirlpool, there's no way to detect it. Normal warriors would avoid the center of the magma whirlpool when they discover the danger, and wouldn't foolishly charge into the center. Even my ancestral god sect only found out about this secret in this reincarnation era. Intua was shocked. I was originally planning to wait for him to circle around the center and use my technique to activate the annihilation whirlpool to hit him. My godly body is strong and my talent is special, that's why I could barely escape the annihilation whirlpool. A large number of universe lords, the moment they fall into that formless whirlpool, they'll be instantly destroyed, unable to even escape. But since Luo Feng knew, naturally he wouldn't fall for it. Plus Luo Feng's control of his domain, he wouldn't even have the chance to use his technique to activate the annihilation whirlpool. How does he know? Even the many powers of the second reincarnation era know very little about it. And the primal universe powers have scouted the 3 great danger zones very little. How could this secret? Intua was furious. One had to know, when universe lords fought, it was very hard to kill their opponents. However, in the 3 great danger zones, if one's survivability was stronger, and had a deeper understanding of the dangers of the 3 great danger zones, one could completely use the terrifying dangers of the danger zones to kill the opponent. Ha ha ha. Luo Feng however laughed loudly, becoming a beam of light and flying into the distance. At this time, in the center of the black rocky land caused by the magma whirlpool, a large number of rocks had been shattered and thrown away, revealing a dark blue spaceship that was previously covered by a large number of black rocks. However, this dark blue spaceship had a large number of damaged scars. At this moment, under the strong wind, this damaged dark blue spaceship gradually began to leave the ground, slowly emerging from the endless black rocky land. Treasure. The golden horned lizard immediately rushed over. It's a treasure. LuoFeng was slightly stunned, following closely behind and rushing over. The three great danger zones all had large amounts of treasures appearing, even the creator of the huge axe acquired one in the inner region of Qingfeng. However, after being in the universe boat for so many years, this was the first time he saw a treasure. Even though it's a damaged treasure, its energy is very strong, and the environment here is terrible with many dangers. The weaker treasures would have been destroyed long ago, and from the energy, it's probably a top-level palace treasure. LuoFeng swiftly made his judgment. It's fine if it's slightly damaged, teacher sitting passenger can easily repair it. Even if it's used for the white wings in the future, that'll be good too. Normal and high-level treasures had no way of surviving in the environment of the god-destroying stream. It's mine. Intua roared. Haha, just because you say it's yours, it's yours? LuoFeng sneered. He was the closest to the core region and he had control of his domain. Wah. When the huge dark blue ship emerged from the black rocky land, it was immediately bound by the golden light and flew towards LuoFeng, following which a thread of god energy swiftly permeated the ship. Bastard. Intua gritted his teeth. He hated it. Why did he stay in the god-destroying stream for so long? Because the god-destroying stream was the pinnacle of danger in the inner region of the universe boat. The more dangerous the place, the stronger the treasures that appeared. He didn't have the ability to enter the core region, hence he stayed in the god-destroying stream for a long time, waiting for an opportunity. He knew that when the magma whirlpool caused chaos in the god-destroying stream, treasures would appear too. He didn't expect it to coincidentally appear at this time. Ha! A top-grade flying palace-type treasure. Even though it's damaged, it's still a huge gain. What an unexpected gain. This Intua is really my lucky star. LuoFeng controlled the dark blue ship to fly towards him. On the other side of the magma whirlpool, two silhouettes suddenly shot out from a deep cave, becoming two beams of light swiftly flying towards the magma whirlpool. It was a male and female from the Holy-Eyed clan. The appearance of the magma whirlpool causing countless rocks to shatter. There's a high chance of treasures appearing. Look, that dark blue ship is the treasure. Lord of Five Turbid, look, there's a golden horned lizard. Oh, it should be Intua. One Intua isn't much to the Lord of Five Turbid. Ah, there's another person? The two similarly stationed in the god-destroying stream, after sensing the magma whirlpool, swiftly discovered the life form closest to the dark blue ship treasure. A human. Golden light? Silver wing? It's that silver wing leader. Right, it's that silver winged leader. Five Turbid Lord, that silver winged leader is so weak, only that feather treasure is special. He actually dares to come here? He's courting death. Who can he blame? The two holy-eyed race powerhouses quickly recognized the rather famous primeval universe human. Since they dared to be in God extermination stream, their strength was naturally not ordinary. Moreover, the holy-eyed race was the strongest peak race in the first universe's reincarnation era. They were much stronger than the loose ancestor god sect. LuoFeng, who was flying at high speed, swiftly discovered the two holy-eyed clan warriors. It's them? Five Turbid Lord, Archery Master. Archery Master, his strength was roughly on par with his Master Ice Peak Lord, and he had a pinnacle domain treasure. He was an expert in archery attacks, which were rare even in the vast universe sea. Five Turbid Lord was completely different. He was comparable to the primal Chaos City leader, with a pinnacle domain, palace and many other treasures on him. I actually met two more holy-eyed clan warriors. They sure have many. The Archery Master is fine. He's on the same level as Yin Tuo, but that Five Turbid Lord is troublesome. LuoFeng's expression changed. I heard he simultaneously studies 5 beast god paths. Space metal, space wood, space water, space fire and space earth. When the 5 of them combine into one, even teacher is only on par with him. Damn it, when I'm down on my luck, I can't believe I've run into 3 masters of the universe and the Lord of Five Turbid in one go on such a huge cosmic boat. LuoFeng knew too, the black stone ground of the god extermination stream had many caves, and below them were endless underground mazes. The underground labyrinth was much safer. Teleportation was possible in many areas and the danger was lower. The key was the mystery. As long as one could find a safe route and teleport, they would be able to quickly move to another location in the underground labyrinth. They would also be able to quickly avoid the lava demon god and the others. Like the first universe reincarnation era, the Holy-Eyed clan and ancestral god sect, these large powers spent countless amounts of effort to study the underground maze. They at least knew some safe routes. However, Jiafanzi's map LuoFeng obtained didn't have. Jiafanzi was after all the strongest solo warrior. 1. He was strong and didn't care about digging. 2. He didn't have the energy to slowly dig. Jiafanzi spent most of his energy in the core region. The inner region wasn't worth it. Ah, isn't this Intua? Intua, you're a famous expert in my first reincarnation era. You can't even get a treasure from that little human. I think you should just die, the Holy-Eyed clan's archery master said with a laugh. Useless. The Lord of Five Turbid snorted coldly. His rumbling voice was accompanied by a mighty water ripple. The water ripple actually destroyed LuoFeng's flame ocean without a sound. With the Lord of Five Turbid as the core, it formed a mighty water ripple. Their voices passed through the water ripple and resounded everywhere. The golden one-horned lizard was instantly enraged. Jiujian Wuhan, your holy-eyed race is powerful, come on. If you have the ability, then snatch the treasure from that little human. Haha, don't get nothing and instead suffer a loss. The two of us aren't as useless as you. The archery master sneered. Luo Feng watched all of this coldly. As the first reincarnation era was about to reach its end, many warriors were crazy. Even the many powers of the first reincarnation era had infighting. Most of them were madmen. Luo Feng's gaze landed more on the distant Lord of Five Turbid. That was the most troublesome being to deal with. Because only the primal universe could produce a small universe and the strongest of the universe. The moment the first reincarnation era ended, those universe lords would never be able to become the strongest of the universe. Because of this, like the Lord of Five Turbid and other universe lords, they would forever be unable to break through. He has the pinnacle domain treasure water ripple prison on him. However, it's only average amongst the pinnacle domain treasures. Luo Feng thought. No matter how average it was, the power of the Lord of Five Turbid's control was much stronger. Unless he unleashed the full power of the Golden Country, he had no way to resist. So, the damaged universe ship treasure shrunk to the size of a fist and landed in Luo Feng's palm. Human punk, hand over the ship treasure and your wing treasure and I'll spare your life. The archer shouted loudly, the two of us aren't like Yin Tuo. We both have pinnacle domain treasures. Any one of us can suppress your wing treasure's control of space. Without the support of space, that bit of strength of yours, I'm afraid you'll die today. It's better to hand it over. Otherwise we'll lose more. The Lord of Five Turbid looked coldly at Luo Feng. Ha ha. Luo Feng laughed. Just now Yin Tuo said the same thing. But in the end, anyone can talk big. Umph. The Lord of Five Turbid suddenly snorted. Rumble. The boundless waterwave purgatory suddenly began to move. The vast amounts of energy essence within the waterwave purgatory immediately converged to form massive heavenly pillars. In the blink of an eye, an incomparably huge palm appeared. This palm had a total of 5 heavenly pillars. This palm was 10 billion kilometers in diameter, and the 5 fingers were respectively gold, azure, blue, red, and yellow. The Daos of the 5 great beast gods all ran through it. Since you don't hand it over, then die. The Lord of Five Turbid said coldly. The huge palm immediately enveloped Luo Feng. Luo Feng looked up fiercely. My god. The gigantic palm that was 10 billion kilometers wide, instantly covered everything above it. It was as if the sky had turned dark. The 5 fingers were like 5 pillars that supported the heavens. The gigantic palm suddenly slammed downwards. It was even more terrifying than the gigantic celestial rocks from before. This move made Luo Feng feel a chill within. He too saw how terrifying an existence on the same level as his primal Chaos City teacher was. If he didn't have the Golden Country's support in a head-on battle, he would probably be killed in one move. Umph. In the distance, the archer master laughed within. I gave him a chance and he didn't cherish it. It's too late for regrets now. This Luo Feng without the Golden Light support is really weak. In the distance, the golden horned lizard shook his head. Looks like there's no hope for him. Even if he hides in a palace or treasure, he'll still be caught by Wuhan. It'll still be a tragedy. Well, suddenly, the boundless water ripple purgatory that had spread out shook violently. Strands of golden light directly tore apart these boundless water ripples, expelling all the water ripples. In just an instant, the area within several dozen light years had turned into a kingdom of golden light, and the previous boundless water ripple purgatory had completely disappeared. As the water ripple prison vanished, the huge palm formed from the energy of the water ripple prison naturally vanished too, vanishing from above Luo Feng's head. What? The golden horned lizard was shocked. Impossible. The archer master couldn't help but shout out. What a joke. Even though the water ripple prison wasn't considered a pinnacle domain treasure, it was still one of the pinnacle. And it was even controlled by the Wuhan Lord. The Wuhan Lord squinted his eyes for the first time. Looking at the distant Luo Feng's wings, greed filled his eyes. Good wings. Hand over the wings. I'll give you one last chance. The Wuhan Lord's voice rumbled. If you want to fight, then fight. Don't waste words. At this time Luo Feng's eyes were completely red. Damn. He didn't want to cause too much trouble. Hence even though the wings had evolved, he hadn't fully unleashed its power. However, against the terrifying Wuhan Lord, he had no choice. Maybe in the future it would attract many greedy bastards. However, he wasn't afraid of anyone. He just didn't want trouble before. Since he had already unleashed his full power, he might as well have some fun. Young punk, you're just too confident. The result of being confident is that you'll fall even faster. The Wuhan Lord's voice rumbled. Simultaneously, he flew at close to 100 times the speed of light towards Luo Feng. Just from the conversation before, the distance between them was already less than 3 billion kilometers. Along with his voice, the one-eyed silhouette behind him grew larger. The one-eyed silhouette immediately emitted a glaring light in all directions. The land and skies changed. Rumble. The world changed. Luo Feng and the golden horned lizard entered a brand new world. In the sky there was a huge eye that overlooked the endless land. In the different directions of this new world, at the end of the horizon were gold, green, etc. 5 different colors. Luo Feng was constantly maintaining the vast golden country. At the moment of change he activated the flame ocean. Wuhan world. Water ripple prison. Destroy. A rumble resounded throughout the entire world. From the sky came a 5-colored light that merged with the endless water ripples. Rumble. It immediately destroyed the endless golden country. Following which the five-colored light swiftly formed five huge fingers that grabbed at Luo Feng. Not good. Luo Feng's expression changed. His god energy was weak. Hence the golden country itself was only slightly stronger than the water ripple prison. The water ripple prison combined with this world and immediately destroyed the golden country. Rise. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. The vast and boundless chaotic air currents instantly permeated the entire world. The miniature universe membrane was completely close to the limits of the entire world. It was very advantageous to use the miniature universe in the cosmic sea, and when combined with the golden kingdom, its power instantly skyrocketed once again. Pung, once again the five fingers dissipated. Everything was destroyed. Clash, clash, clash. Luo Feng controlled the miniature universe and the golden country to attack that world together. This caused the energy consumption of the miniature universe to increase rapidly. Moreover, that side of the world was constantly being attacked by the magma whirlpool. Rumble. In almost an instant the world collapsed, following which the miniature universe too dispersed. I attacked twice and you took it on? That's a good pair of wings. The Five Turbid Lord looked at Luo Feng. Immediately strange black scales appeared all over his body. Especially his right hand, it became gold. I fought with your teacher with all my strength before. I didn't think I'd have to use all my strength against you. All my strength. Luo Feng suddenly had a peculiar smile. Huh? The Five Turbid Lord's expression changed. He felt something and looked up into the distant sky. In the distant endless magma ocean, an incomparably huge arm appeared. Following which, with a low roar, an incomparably majestic lava demon god descended from the magma ocean. Lava demon god. The golden horned lizard was the first to flee in fear. Lava demon god. The Arrow Research Lord panicked too. Let's go. The Five Turbid Lord's expression changed. He was calm and steady. However, his speed was extremely fast as he tried to flee. What a joke. This was the most terrifying lava demon god. Chi chi chi. Endless golden light and flames madly wrapped around the Five Turbid Lord, the Arrow Research Lord and the golden horned lizard. Go. LuoFeng's eyes gleamed with madness. None of you will be able to leave. The moment Lord of Five Turbid saw the lava demon appear from the distant magma ocean, he was shocked. He knew things weren't good, however he was still calm. Because he was clear that with the distance between him and the lava demon, with his abilities, he had enough time to escape to the center point of the maze and teleport. The surrounding space was frozen, making it impossible to teleport. Even in the early stages of the maze, one couldn't teleport. Only in the deepest parts of the maze could there be ripples. Like reaching the center point, one could only escape. That human is really lucky. If not for the lava demon, I would definitely let him have a taste of my five-beast extinction. The Lord of Five Turbid had high expectations. He had fought most of the new generation universe lords before, even the Galaxy Lord. He didn't even care about the Galaxy Lord. The Galaxy Lord's life force was peculiar, that's why he was able to fight evenly with him. Only the Primal Chaos City leader was worthy of respect. Because the Primal Chaos City leader's god body was smaller, yet he was able to fight the five-beast extinction head-on. The five-beast extinction was the fusion of the five-beast god path's strongest techniques. Coupled with the precious treasures he had obtained, the might of his attack was simply inconceivable. He had also spent more than a reincarnation era to truly complete this move. That Primal Chaos City Master was actually able to fight against him. To him, the most likely person to become the strongest in the Primal Universe would probably be the Primal Chaos City Master. Zzz, many thoughts flashed through his mind. Just as the Lord of Five Muddled was about to fly away, he suddenly felt the boundless golden light and flames around him pressing down on him. It was as though there were countless ropes binding him. What? The Lord of Five Turbid turned and looked in disbelief at Luo Feng. If there was no obstruction, he could escape. However, with such a terrifying obstruction, he definitely wouldn't make it in time. None of you can escape. LuoFeng's voice pierced through the golden country and resounded in the ears of Lord of Five Turbid Yin Tuo and the Scholar of Arrow's owner. Human Silver Wing Leader, have you gone mad? The Scholar of Arrow's owner was panicking. He was calm about killing Luo Feng, but he wasn't willing to die himself. Silver Wing Leader, I've already given up on killing you. Don't stop me. The golden horned lizard roared anxiously. They want to kill you, not me. The Lord of Five Turbid's eyes were cold. Obviously he was extremely furious. Silver Wing Leader, you want to die together? Mutual destruction? Luo Feng was flying at high speed. You guys are being obstructed, but to me it's an aid. This is my domain, haha, of course you guys die, I live. Lord of Five Chaos. I heard that you have a doppelganger, but this is probably your strongest doppelganger, right? You've spent nearly 3 reincarnation eras accumulating precious treasures on it. I believe you'll go crazy if you lose it. We die and you live? The Lord of the Five Chaos sent his god power into the Golden Kingdom. You're too confident. Once I use the Five Chaos World and combine it with my Water Surge Purgatory, I can completely suppress you. Unless you unleash that miniaturized universe. But if you do that, the 5 Chaos Realms and the miniaturized universe will definitely perish together. I'll unleash it again and we'll be in a stalemate. When that happens, neither of us will be able to escape. I've already lived for 3 reincarnation eras and am about to reach the end of my lifespan. But you're different. How long have you lived? Your lifespan is too short. It's not worth it to perish together with me. Silverwing Overlord, it's more important for us to run for our lives. Master Arrow Hunter said. Yes, yes, yes. Escaping is more important. Intua also said anxiously. Haha, you have your clones, I too have mine. If we're in a stalemate, then so be it. At most, we'll die together. Luo Feng continued to fly at high speeds. Describing was slow, but at their level of strength, communicating via God energy was terrifyingly fast. And the lava demon god speed was similarly terrifyingly fast. Its strength had already reached an unbelievable level. Even the strongest warriors in the universe with powerful treasures could only flee. One could only imagine how powerful it was. He could be said to be the most powerful treasure in human form. He had already reached the level of breaking through the laws with his strength. All laws were meaningless to him. His speed had also far surpassed the limit of 100 times the speed of light. It was thousands of times faster than that. Just as it emerged from the magma ocean following closely, rumble. His two legs had already stepped on the endless black rock ground. This 10 billion kilometers tall lava demon god stomp was simply stronger than any celestial body by thousands to tens of thousands of times. Rumble, rumble, rumbled. The surrounding region's endless black rock was immediately shattered. Pa-pa-pa in the distance, a huge ravine was formed. Simultaneously, the surrounding 10 billion kilometers region's black rock ground had sunk by a few million kilometers. The impact of this stomp caused many of the underground labyrinth tunnels beneath the black rocky ground to collapse. The stomp, almost like it was stomping on the hearts and souls of the five turbid Lord Yin Tuo and Master Arrow Hunter. He was panicking. Human, do you really want to perish together with me? The five turbid Lord's eyes gleamed fiercely. This was his main battle body. He carried the most valuable treasures with him. Just like how Luo Feng carried the star pagoda and Wu Yu's wings, the five turbid Lord was the same. If he died, he would probably go crazy. Human, hurry, hurry, hurry. The Master Arrow Hunter was panicking too. Silver Wing Leader, I've already given up on killing you. Why drag me down with you? Intua was panicking too. Even though they were all crazy, dying like this to the lava demon god was too much of a waste. Everyone dying together, we can be considered friends through life and death. Luo Feng could still laugh. The five turbid Lord looked at the distant lava demon god. Actually, it was still very far away. As the lava demon god's body was simply too huge, he could clearly see it from far away. However, even though it was far away, the lava demon god broke through with his strength. His speed was over 100 times light speed, thousands to tens of thousands of times. This made the five turbid Lord extremely anxious. His expression began to contort and his eyes gleamed fiercely. He gritted his teeth. Silver Wing Leader, if you continue fighting, we'll all die together. And I swear, I five turbid will definitely chase after you. I'll chase after every single one of your clones. If I see one, I'll kill it. I welcome your pursuit. Your pressure is a form of training for me. Luo Feng mocked. With such training, I'll be able to step on you in the future and step into the strongest of the universe. The Arrow Hunter Lord's face twitched. This despicable human could still joke at such a critical juncture. However, he was clear, to still joke at such a time, to be able to laugh, it meant that Luo Feng's mind was set and couldn't be changed. I didn't. Intua was extremely anxious. Didn't you just want to kill me and steal my treasure? If you want to flee now, it's too late. Luo Feng glanced at the golden-horned lizard behind him. At the same time, he looked at the majestic lava demon god. Even though it was far away, its majestic body still made Luo Feng feel the pressure. Ah, the five turbid Lord raged within. He was enraged and angry. The punk he could have easily killed earlier was now dragging him down with him. He really didn't want to die at the hands of a new human punk. Hence he had to endure. Silver Wing Leader, let's flee together. Release your domain on me and I'll swear not to chase after you. I'll even give you a pinnacle treasure. The five turbid Lord really compromised. Because time was too tight. In the distance, the lava demon god was already sprinting at high speed. Its gigantic feet stomped on the endless black rocky ground time and time again. Every time it stomped, there would be destruction. It was much more terrifying than the attack of any of the strongest experts in the universe. Running, stepping, the endless stone ground shook. Silver Wing Leader. The five turbid Lord stared hard at Luo Feng. As arrogant as he was, his eyes revealed a pleading look. To make such a proud being lower his head, it wasn't easy at all. However, he really wasn't willing to give up the precious accumulations of the past 3 reincarnations. Quick, it's almost too late. Silver Wing Leader, Silver Wing Leader. The Arrow Hunter Lord too was begging. Why didn't I leave earlier? Why did I have to watch from the side as Luo Feng and the five turbid Lord battled? I watched the show and lost my life. Intua was filled with regret. Ha ha. Luo Feng, who had been laughing and joking, suddenly had a ferocious glint in his eyes. His expression too had a ferocious glint. Seeing the leader of five turbid lower his head is really interesting. However, stop dreaming. My little life was yours to take. Did you even think of letting me go? You want to leave now? It's too late. We gave you a chance earlier. The Arrow Hunter Lord said. Chance? That's called a chance? You're telling me to give up the palace and winged treasures and spare my life? Luo Feng laughed coldly. Very good. Five turbid Lord, hand over the water ripple prison, forbidden palace and extermination godly armor and I'll let you go. And the Arrow Hunter Lord, hand over the blade core world. I'll let you go too. Intua, hand over the golden sulphone armor. I'll spare your life too. The moment those words were spoken, the five turbid Lord, the Arrow Hunter Lord and Intua were all silent. especially the Five Turbid Lord. The Water Ripple Prison was a pinnacle domain treasure, the Forbidden Palace was a pinnacle palace treasure, the Extermination Godly Armor was his lifeblood. It was much more valuable than the Water Ripple Prison and Forbidden Palace combined. It was definitely comparable to a treasure. Didn't you say you gave me a chance? I've given you a chance too. Now that it's here, grab it. LuoFeng's eyes were filled with disdain and mockery. The lava demon god's footsteps were terrifyingly fast. Every step he took him close to 10 billion kilometers. One could clearly see the lava demon god getting bigger and bigger. This made the Lord of Five Turbid anxious, so anxious that he was about to go crazy, so anxious that he wanted to chew LuoFeng's flesh bite by bite, 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 LuoFeng's bones, bite by bite, bite by bite, bite by bite, LuoFeng's blood. This damned Luo Feng. The Five Turbid Lord roared within. Then don't even think of living. The Five Turbid Lord roared fiercely. The one-eyed silhouette behind him immediately let out endless light. The sky and land changed colors and immediately transformed into a world called the Five Turbid World. The Water Ripple Prison was once again unleashed. Along with the Five Turbid World, it immediately destroyed LuoFeng's Golden Country and Flame Ocean. Luo Feng however smiled savagely and unleashed the miniature universe. Endless chaos energy emanated. On one side was the Five Turbid World and Water Ripple Prison. On the other was the Golden Country, Miniature Universe and Flame Ocean. The two madly clashed. The Miniature Universe and Five Turbid World clashed. Peng. The two crumbled apart. However, in that 1 second, the Lava Demon God was already incomparably close. It's too late. The Lava Demon God's golden horned lizard's voice was filled with despair.